Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zwannda, and in this video I want to talk about my July investments. So for some of you who've been following, you would have noticed that I've been sharing my portfolio or my journey on EasyEquities just to show you guys how it's been going for me, so that if there's anything that you can learn or take away or get to improve for your own portfolio, you get to do that. We're going on about it, full transparency here. And yeah, I will show you the tough times. I'll also show you the good times. Okay. So I shared a video in May. I will put it somewhere here, or is it the side? I don't know. Yes, I'll put it there just so you can see what happened in my May investments. In June, I didn't get to record because I thought I'm only adding the stocks that I already have. So it may not be that beneficial for you guys because you already know that I have those on my portfolio. Right, but this month we have a new ETF on the block. Drum roll. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to share it with you guys. And yeah, I'll be doing everything here on live or on the video just so you can see my thinking process when I was doing the whole thing. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be buying a new ETF. Okay, so yeah, for some of you who do not know, my goal for the year is actually to get to 150,000 including profit contribution, including profit on my EasyEquities account. And it's been challenging, especially this year because the market is really bloody. And that means that a lot of the profit that I had when I made this decision has been lost. So currently I'm sitting at 129,000, and I think it's just around 10,000 profit of the overall amount. And yeah, I have too much contribution versus profit, but please be mindful that my biggest contributions happened between October last year to now. Okay, and one of the goals that I also have, which is very important, is contributing towards my tax-free savings account and making sure that I max it out every year. I started doing this last year and having to learn that I can maximize it throughout the year, and being able to reach the maximum and stop contributing, for me that was a challenge worth doing, because in 14 years I would have reached my 500,000 mark, and I want to do it here with you guys. So take along, and if you have a target that you want to do for yourself, even if it's not 30,000 per year, 36,000 per year, just take along and start contributing towards your tax-free savings account. And as for me, I am personally an advocate for ETFs because they are beginner friendly, they are easier to understand, and they give you diversification. So thinking about diversification, I realized that, okay, in my overall portfolio, looking into individual shares as well, I have a lot of resource companies, like mining companies, and that's because I'm a little bit biased. I'm a mining engineer, I understand mining better, so somehow I turn out to be drawn to them and the things which is happening in that industry. But I also have banking and financial institution, which is something which is close to my heart, my passion, so hence I have a lot of those. So I was thinking, no man, we need to introduce some diversification in this. I can't only have resource and in banking. And one industry that popped out was property. And so, it's a giveaway. The ETF that we'll be talking about today is a property ETF. But initially I thought, let me buy individual shares in property, like the REITs, the real estate investment trusts, right? So I already have Vukile, which is part of REITs. And I was like, let me get another REIT just to expand my portfolio in that industry. However, I realized that, okay, well, it's okay to have an individual company, but why not just have multiple through an ETF? So that's when I started exploring the ETFs that focuses on South African property market that I can invest in. I found 3, and I think there's only 3, right? So I'll be using my Easy ETF tool to compare the 3 ETFs that I found that focuses on property. Okay, so I go to Easy ETF and then go to compare ETF. The ETF that I found is One Invest SA Property ETF. I also found CoreShare SA Property Income ETF, and I also found Cetrix Property ETF. So these are the three ETFs. These are the three ETFs that focuses on property market. Okay. So, however, while I was reading through them, because I went through each and every fact sheet of this ETFs, I realized that actually these ETFs may have the same names, but they don't track the same index, right? So there are multiple property indexes that the JSE tracks, and these three ETFs are not tracking the same ones. Yes, they're tracking SA market, but they're tracking it differently. Okay, so we need to put that in mind as we compare them. So the index that is being tracked by One Invest Property is called JSE South African Property Index, or SEPI, and the index that is being tracked by CoreShare is SA Property Income Index. It focuses on property companies that generates high income. Okay, and that's through dividends. As we know, one of the beautiful thing that comes with property is the dividends, the DVs. Okay, and then the Cetrix one is tracking S&P South African Composite Property Cap Index. So these ETFs, like I said, not tracking the same index. Okay, so then also I'm just gonna quickly read to you through their own words what they say they're tracking. So the Cetrix one, they said that the mandate of this Cetrix Property ETF is to track as closely as possible the value of S&P SA Composites Property Cap Index. Okay, and then there is CoreShare. CoreShare is saying that yes, like I said, they're focusing on South African listed properties with an emphasis of high yielding company, like the name says, income property. One Invest, on the other hand, is saying that they are tracking an index of top 20 liquid property companies by market capitalization. So this is what they're trying to track. For me personally, I am not fixated on what exactly they're tracking. I just want exposure myself on the property market. So I want someone who's doing well, whichever index they choose to track within the property market. I want someone who's doing it well, and of course I want it for cheap. So what I'm going to be looking at, total expense ratio between the three, and I'm also going to be looking at the past performance just to see if they've been doing good. Okay, so I'm going to start with total expense ratio. So for total expense ratio, the first one from One Invest is 0.29. That's cheap. And we have another one from CoreShare, which is 0.45. That's a little bit steep. We also have Cetrix Property for 0.3. So we have Cetrix and One Invest trading at similar total expense ratio of 0.29 for One Invest and 0.3 for Cetrix. So let's go check the performance. Who has been doing better, right? It's been bloody in the property market, but let's see who has been doing it better. I'm only going to be looking into 1 year, right? So in the past year, Cetrix did 9.23 and One Invest did 8.46, and CoreShare did 11.25, right? So the one that is, they're not very different, right? But the one that is highest, it's CoreShare, but CoreShare also have high total expense ratio of 0.45. Although I'm leaning towards it, because really, like, what is that percentage minus 11.25? Still, it still is above 10, so which still makes it good. Okay, I'm leaning more towards core share. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk about is the dividends, because one of the greatest thing, like I said, on property market is that they pay good dividends. So we are going to go to fact sheets and see the dividends payout. Cetrix, I like the fact that they also detail how much they paid. So Cetrix, they pay quarterly, they pay dividends, and there are values there. And there is core share. They mentioned that they pay dividends quarterly as well. And also One Invest pays dividends quarterly as well. Okay, so we know that they're all paying dividends quarterly. So yeah, right now I'm leaning more towards core share, so I'm going to definitely buy one of these ETFs with that 5,000 rand that I have deposited. Goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found this video really worthy of sharing, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you got to the end of this video, please give me a yellow heart. Thank you. Goodbye.